a quiet Sunday morning in a town where doors were rarely locked and neighbors looked out for one another. But inside a modest home on East 2nd Street, a tragedy was waiting to be discovered. June 10th, 1912. Villisca, Iowa. 8 lives lost. 6 children, 2 adults, all taken in a single night. The scene defied immediate explanation. The investigation stretched across decades, and over a century later, the truth remains carefully guarded by time. This is not a story designed to frighten. It is a historical examination of a small town shattered by violence, of an investigation constrained by the limitations of its era, and of a case that fundamentally influenced how modern law enforcement. Welcome to Dark History Files. 8 lives lost. 6 children, 2 adults, all taken in a single night. The scene defied immediate explanation. The investigation stretched across decades, and over a century later, the truth remains carefully guarded by time. This is not a story designed to frighten. It is a historical examination of a small town shattered by violence, of an investigation constrained by the limitations of its era, and of a case that fundamentally influenced how modern law enforcement approaches crime scene preservation. Welcome to Dark History Files. Monday morning brought an unsettling stillness. Neighbors observed no activity at the Moore residence. Chimney smoke was absent. Children did not appear for morning routines. Concern escalated when a relative approached the front entrance. Finding it secured, she examined the side window. The view inside prompted an immediate summons for law enforcement. Deputies and local officials forced entry and encountered a scene that overwhelmed a small town department. 8 victims had been fatally injured. The implement used remained on. The premises resting in a secondary bedroom. Investigators documented several unusual details. A standing mirror was partially covered with fabric. A candle was lit in a room equipped with electric wiring, and personal belongings showed signs of deliberate repositioning. Entry points suggested access through a basement window or unsecured rear door. The immediate aftermath revealed a critical historical reality. Crime scene preservation was not yet standardized. Curious residents, newspaper reporters, and municipal officials moved freely through the residence. Footprints were disturbed. Objects were relocated. Photographic documentation was minimal. In an era before fingerprint databases, blood analysis, or chain of custody protocols, investigators relied heavily on witness testimony and circumstantial observation. The foundation of the case was compromised before systematic methodology could be applied. The Villisca case unfolded during the Progressive Era, a period when American law enforcement was transitioning from informal watch systems to professional detective units. Scientific crime detection was in its infancy. Alphonse Bertillon's anthropometric system was being replaced by fingerprint identification, but implementation was inconsistent. Blood typing for forensic purposes would not be developed until the 1915 discovery by Dr. Leon Lattes. Detectives in 1912 operated without these tools. They depended on interviews, physical descriptions, and behavioral analysis. Several individuals attracted sustained scrutiny. Reverend George Kelly, a traveling minister, became the primary suspect after multiple witnesses reported seeing a man matching his description near the neighborhood during the critical hours. Kelly had previously proposed to Sarah Moore and was reportedly rebuffed. He was arrested in 1917 and faced trial, but the prosecution's case relied heavily on circumstantial placement and questionable witness reliability. The defense highlighted inconsistencies in timing and lack of physical evidence. The jury returned a not guilty verdict. Another figure of interest was F.F. Jones, a local merchant with documented business disputes with Josiah Moore. Jones was investigated extensively, but alibi verification and absence of forensic links prevented formal charges. Historical researchers later examined Henry Lee Moore, a drifter with a history of violent offenses in neighboring counties due to methodological similarities in other cases. However, employment and travel records placed him outside Iowa during the relevant time frame. Modern criminal profiling suggests the perpetrator likely possessed knowledge of the home's layout, demonstrated comfort operating in darkness, and exhibited signs of psychological disturbance rather than organized ritual. The covered mirror and lit candle may reflect anxiety-driven behavior or an attempt to control the environment post-incident. Without biological evidence or standardized documentation, the investigation could not advance beyond reasonable suspicion. All legal proceedings concluded without conviction. The case files were archived, but the questions remained. The Villisca tragedy serves as a historical benchmark for the evolution of American forensic science. It exposed critical gaps in evidence, handling interjurisdictional communication, and crime scene isolation. In the decades following the incident, law enforcement agencies gradually adopted standardized photography protocols, fingerprint classification systems, and evidence logging procedures. The case is frequently cited in criminal justice curricula as an example of how procedural limitations can obstruct resolution, regardless of investigative dedication. The Moore residence remains standing today, maintained as a preserved historical structure. Educational tours focus on architectural history, early 20th century domestic life, and the development of investigative methodology. While popular, culture occasionally emphasizes supernatural interpretations. Historians and criminologists prioritize documented facts. A community experiencing collective trauma, an investigation constrained by contemporary technological boundaries, and a family whose lives were abruptly ended. The enduring significance of the case lies not in mystery for its own sake, but in what it reveals about societal progress, evidence preservation, and interdisciplinary cooperation. The victims are remembered through historical archives, genealogical records, and academic research. Josiah, Sarah, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, Paul, Lena, and Ina. Their names appear in census documents, church registries, and municipal records. Historical trauma and the ethical responsibility of true crime documentation. Researchers emphasize that respectful remembrance requires factual accuracy, avoidance of, and acknowledgement of the human cost behind historical cases. The Villisca axe murders remain officially unsolved, not because investigators lack dedication, but because the scientific tools required for resolution did not yet exist. Physical evidence has degraded, yet the case continues to hold historical value. It reminds us that progress in justice is incremental. It teaches us that every modern forensic advancement was born from past limitations. It reinforces the responsibility we carry to approach historical tragedies with accuracy, empathy, and scholarly rigor. Some cases are not meant to be dramatized. They are meant to be studied. They are meant to inform. They are meant to honor those who were lost by ensuring their stories are told with integrity. If this documentary provided historical context and maintained respectful remembrance, and enabling notifications for Dark History Files, share your perspective in the comments. How do you think historical? Until next time, stay curious, respect the record, and remember that history is preserved through careful inquiry. This is Dark History Files signing off.